Hi, Thriller Movies Recap here. Today I'm going to show you a horror movie from 2009. So relax and enjoy. Spoilers ahead, watch out. A young distressed couple brings their son to Sean Sandina in 1969 Pasadena. For 3 days, the youngster has been hearing voices, leading him to believe that someone is pursuing him. It turns out he stole a metallic object from a carriage, but even returning the object didn't stop the voices. Sandina brings the young child inside her home and starts a ceremony to try to rescue him, but it's too late. The shadow arrives to steal the youngster. The adults are abruptly pushed aside by an unknown force. The youngster flees in fear and stumbles over to the balcony. Sandina chases after him and discovers the boy lying still on the tile. A floor crack appears as the parents rush to help their son, and burnt arms take him down into the pits of hell. The boy also vanishes as the crack does. Sandina swears to confront the devil once more. Christine is a loan officer for a bank in Pasadena at present day. She is preparing for a significant promotion and is focused on landing the position of assistant manager. She is determined to defeat her competitor, Stu Rubin, and win over her boss, Mr. Jim Jacks. Unfortunately, Mr. Jacks doesn't believe she is capable of making difficult choices and doesn't regard her seriously. He asks her to bring 2 sandwiches for him and Stu and sends her on a noon break. Christine, who is discouraged, meets Clay Dalton, her lover and a psychology professor at a local university. Christine offers him a rare coin to add to his coin collection after they had lunch together, and she gives him a kiss. Ganesh, a scruffy elderly woman, entered the bank and requested a loan to purchase a home. Christine apologized to the elderly woman after examining the paperwork, telling her she's way past her prime. She claimed she didn't have children and was dismayed to learn she couldn't get a loan. She even knelt down and begged Christine with tears in her eyes, adding that if she couldn't secure a loan today, she wouldn't have a place to stay at night. Christine was just an employee at the bank, so she was obviously powerless to approve it. "I'm a self-respecting person, according to Ganesh, yet today I appeal to you." Cared to get the elderly woman out, Christine phoned the security guard. Christine was told by the elderly woman, "You're done for." When Christine heard that, she was ready to explain to her, but Ganesh almost choked her to death. She was luckily saved by the security guard, but that was just the beginning of her nightmare. Just as Christine was leaving the workplace in the evening, she became aware of an oddity. She was paying close attention as a handkerchief floated slowly in her direction. But all of a sudden, the handkerchief started to emerge from the vehicle once more. Ganesh suddenly appeared in the rear seat as she turned to face the light. She pulled Christine's earring with her left hand while grabbing her hair with her right. Christine screamed in agony, and just in time, she grabbed a stapler, whacked Ganesh with it, so she could escape. But Ganesh wasn't weak either, and she moved immediately to try to choke Christine. Christine unintentionally started the car during the altercation, and it collided with a parked bus. She fastened the seat belt just in time for Ganesh to spit out a number of unknown objects as she hit the front seat from the back. Christine pushed her out of the car, believing the situation was over. Ganesh unexpectedly picked up a rock and broke the car's window. Christine was yanked out forcefully, however this time, instead of hurting Christine, the woman removed her dress button. After casting a curse on the button and exhaling foul air on it, she placed the button on Christine's hand and told her that you would soon come pleading for help. The following day, as anticipated, a sinister shadow came in front of her door. Then, a burst of wind lifted Christine and wrecked her home. She assumed it had to do with Ganesh's curse, so she accompanied her lover to the priest to inquire about it. But as soon as he put his hand on her, the priest noticed the monster around her body. He knew Christine had a serious problem when the priest abruptly sent her away out of fear. When she arrived home, a strange incident occurred. A fly landed on Christine's face before entering into her nose. It emerged from the opposite nostril in a matter of seconds. Christine, however, was still asleep and was unaware when the fly entered her mouth. When Christine opened her eyes, she discovered nothing strange and quickly went back to bed. But then, out of nowhere, Ganesh attacked her and bit her severely. Christine screamed in terror as Ganesh spewed out numerous strange things. She was so horrified. The following day, Christine was better. It turned out to be her own hallucination. Christine observed that there appeared to be something in the bread at breakfast. Christine was so terrified that she stabbed a fork in the bread as she dug to discover what was an eye inside, and it began to spill blood. Christine arrived at the bank prepared to start her shift. She suddenly felt a fly move inside of her. Christine soon experienced an unusual nosebleed. The manager arrived to offer her tissues, but as he did so, blood splattered all over his face. A gust of wind usually followed Christine as she made her way home, all because she had upset an elderly woman. Christine decided to locate the elderly woman since she placed a curse on her. When she got to Ganesh home, she saw that the family was attending a funeral. However, she recognized Ganesh had passed away in an odd manner when she looked at the images. Due of her fear, Christine took a step back and landed on Ganesh's corpse. Strangely, the table collapsed, and the body fell on Christine and poured embalming fluid all over her face. Christine, who is frequently plagued by ghosts, runs to the priest once more. The priest presented a resolution following numerous pleas. She could return the cursed clasp to the deceased Ganesh, he claimed. Christine had to do it despite being sad. Christine gets ready to dig Ganesh's grave and give her the clasp in order to drive the evil spirits away. Oddly, Ganesh's hands were clenched shut. Christine was unable to open it. She took a shovel out of desperation and forced open Ganesh's mouth. "I'm formally giving you back the buckle," Christine stated as she took up the buckle. "Stop bothering me, Ganesh." She observed Ganesh gently submerge under the water. Christine grinned with satisfaction, but she was shocked to see how quickly rain filled the pit. No matter how hard she tried, she was unable to stand up. Ganesh abruptly rose from the water, giving Christine the impression that something was amiss. Christine was so frightened that she thought she would pass out. She made another attempt to ascend but failed. The moment the gravestone collapsed, everything ended. Christine suddenly rose uninjured. Christine eventually located the priest again, after her plan was a complete failure. However, the priest stated that he could take her to his mentor because there was nothing else he could do. They quickly arrived at the Shrine Mother's residence, and Christine was instructed to bring a costly fee. When the godmother realized what had happened, she brought a goat. She wanted the demonic spirit take control of her body before moving on to the goat. The bad spirit can be entirely vanquished if you kill the goat at the appropriate moment. They joined hands and followed the spiritual woman to chant the spell. The demonic spirit invaded the godmother's body after the incantation. Quickly Christine put her hand on the goat's head. The demonic spirit was trapped inside the goat. Dazong attempts to butcher the goat but misjudges it, and received a goat bite on the hand, after which Dazong's body was possessed by the evil spirit. The godmother woke up to discover the terrible spirit assaulting them. The bad spirits were exorcised with a wave of her hand. Christine was happy to see that the bad spirits had finally left her. Christine travels to Los Angeles Union Station the following morning to meet Clay. They had plans to have a leisurely weekend in Santa Barbara. He comments on her new coat and inquires as to what became of her previous one. She tells him that she tossed it out. Before Christine can further explain, she receives an envelope containing the button after Clay tells her how unfortunate it is. The previous evening, she had accidentally picked up a bag that was similar to the one in which she had dropped the coin she had given Clay. Christine is horrified as she runs away from Clay in a panic and stumbles into the railroad tracks. As the train draws near, Clay begins to call for assistance, and the ground begins to shake all around her. Christine is cruelly carried to hell by demonic hands while Clay watches on and cries out for assistance. Clay can only watch in horror as his girlfriend vanishes beneath the track as the train rumbles through.
Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.